is the experience of peace, peace of mind, peace of mind that you have committed yourself into the hands of experts. It's like going into the surgery room, knowing in your mind that the doctor that's going to operate on you is an expert and they know their onions in terms of that operation. That's the same way coming into contact with SolidLink and letting SolidLink basically undo your admission process and visa process. There are roles and there are specific roles for different experts. Our expertise in SolidLink is to help you handle your admission process and visa process. When you are not an expert in this field, there are some things that you think it's so easy, but navigating around them, it's not that easy. But because we have the insight into the requirements, we have the insight into the language that is required to present your case, we have the insight into how your documents are to be presented, that gives you an edge over those people that are trying to do the admission themselves. So basically what we do is we help students to overcome common mistakes that they would have made if they are running through the process themselves. What I will say is the toughest when it comes to study abroad. At the first stage is looking for school. What are the criteria that we have to consider when we're talking about looking for schools? Most people will go by popularity. Most people will go by what their peers say. Most people will go by what they see on social media in terms of advertisement and campaign by different schools. But because we have different insight, because we have expertise in this field, there are different criteria that we consider. And one of those things that we consider is multiculturalism. How multicultural is the school? How accepting of foreigners is the school that you want to go to? Number two is the course, the program that you want to study, the marketability of it. How marketable is the program that you are coming to study? And then number three, it's the environment, the country you are coming into. How accepting are they of immigrants? What are the opportunities that immigrants in those countries have? These are all the factors that we put together that makes us, when we get involved with people, that will allow us to be able to guide them through the process and help them through the toughest questions or through the toughest challenges that they face if they have to do the process alone. My name is Dr. Olaniyi Kolawole. People probably call me Dr. Niyi. I believe I'm the right person to talk about migration because not just that I studied migration. Yes, I studied migration up to a PhD level. I taught migration. The knowledge I gained traveling around the world as a migrant basically formed the basis of what we do. In 1999, I left Nigeria. And actually my plan was to go to the US, but eventually I ended up in Turkey. And from Turkey, I was able to get my way eventually to Italy, and from Italy, I was able to get to Ireland. And that was how I got to Ireland in 2002. Experience moving from these countries, being guided by someone that was no expert in the field at all, and people that I call armchair consultant every time, because that was my first experience of an armchair consultant, someone that has never even gone outside of Nigeria, but will tell you how Europe is and how you can move from one place to another place and make it look so easy and feel so easy to do it, but eventually all they wanted to do was to collect your money. That was my first experience of that migration. When I got into Turkey, I met so many people that had similar stories, and I began to think about migration, that it shouldn't be this difficult. And the only way that it will not be difficult is we have the right guidance. And unfortunately, the same way it was in 1999 is still the same way it is 26 years after. Now, unfortunately, because of the proliferation of social media, we have so many people that are no experts in this field at all that are trying to guide people. It's because of all this conundrum. That's why I said, look, I'm going to study migration, and when God gives me the opportunity, I want people to be able to navigate the process seamlessly so that they don't have to go through what I went through in 1999. Over the years, my experience in academia, my experience as a migrant, my experience as a student of migration basically enriched my life and equipped me with the skills and the knowledge to be able to guide people through the process. We have students from Kenya, we have students from Uganda, you have students from Botswana, and in so many cases, I end up counseling them, I end up guiding them, and that is where the idea came from. And we started with UCC, and then from UCC, we were able to set up our business to be able to reach out to so many people that wants to go to other different schools, and that is the part of SolidLink. Well, we started with UCC in 2015, and by 2017, we branched out. We have partnership with other universities in Ireland. Presently, we have partnership with 85-90% of the schools in Ireland, and then we've moved outside of Ireland. We have now been able to partner with schools in the UK. We have partnership in Canada. We have partnership in the US. We have partnership in Australia. We have partners in New Zealand. We have partners in Seoul, in Korea. We have partners in Germany. We have partners in France. We have partners in Spain. We have partners in Portugal. And we keep expanding. But the reason why we keep expanding is we want to meet the need, the broad need of our student base. So what we do is when we have someone that books a consultation with us, We get to listen to their stories, we get to listen to their hopes, we get to listen to their aspirations, and then we look at their circumstance, and then we basically create a process that is going to befit their situation, and that will help us in terms of the school we want to apply to, the country they are going to go to, the visa process as well. So over the years that we've been putting in place this consultation process, it basically increased the numbers of our visa success stories. There are so many experiences of students who had not booked consultations that they would not have been successful, especially in the area of guiding them to the courses they want to do. So for example, some students will come to us and tell us that they want to go for an undergraduate program when they already had an undergraduate degree. And they never knew that if they do that, they will not be given visas, because visa has to show progression. You have to be able to show that you are progressing. If they hadn't booked for consultation and they just went ahead to apply, they wouldn't have been successful. And in some cases, you have students that are basically trying to jump from a particular program to another program without thinking about the relevance of that program, because for visa to be approved, you have to show that what you're coming to do is relevant to what you have done before. So for example, someone studying political science and now wants to go into computer science, so you have to be able to show that what you're coming to do is relevant to what you have done before. But when they book consultation with us, we are able to help them navigate around that process in a way that is going to be beneficial to what they have chosen to do. During our consultation, one of the things that we do is to basically help students find out if they are eligible for the program they want to go into, and if they're eligible to get the visas, and what documents are required of them to be able to get admission and to be able to get visas. These are the things that we basically establish during our consultation. Our consultation is affordable. It's just 50,000 naira, and we made it affordable because we want it to be accessible to everybody. The 50,000 naira that is being paid for consultation is just basically to help you determine your eligibility, give you the list of the documents you need to be able to be eligible. And if you are able to get that, then you'll be able to get into contract with us, where we'll be able to guide you through all the processes. And like we said, even at that point during consultation, when people are not eligible at that point, it doesn't mean in the next 3 months or 4 months they will not be eligible, because one of the things we will now tell them is what they will do to make them eligible. So that 50,000 naira is worth more than that in terms of the value that is being delivered to students and our clients. What people walk away with in our consultation are 3 things, and they are basically 3 clarities, I call it. The first one is the clarity in terms of the program and the school they are going to go into. So after the consultation, we'll give them 3 options of schools that they can go into. The second clarity is clarity in terms of visa process. They will have clear view and perception of what the visa process is going to be and the requirements they're going to need for the visa. And if they are not ready for it, they will be able to prepare for it. And the third clarity is the clarity in terms of post-study opportunities that are available in their destination of study. Everyone that has followed our lead, they've never been disappointed. We don't use common sense. We use what the school wants in terms of their requirement and prerequisite to get into programs as our guide to get admission for people. And we basically, in most cases, assist people to be able to meet those requirements. In terms of the visa, we basically go toe in toe with the requirement of visa officers. We don't rationalize. And like I say to so many people every time, visa is a checkbox. You just have to tick all the boxes of what the visa officers want and you're going to get it. If you follow through that process and you are able to get those documents, I guarantee you that you're going to get the visa. And that is why we have the money back guarantee in SolidLink. If at all this goes on and you are not able to get your visa, we always refund. And take my word to the bank and put it on social media if anybody has ever dealt with SolidLink and it didn't work and they didn't get their refund. That's why. Because what we do, we are sure of it. And that is why we put our name on it and take it to the bank. If you follow our lead, you will never be burnt. The value you're going to get from the consultation is even much more, or it outweighs the 50,000. We are in the business of guiding people through the process effortlessly and seamlessly so that they don't even have to lose their money. When you pay this 50,000, these are the things you get. You get clarity in terms of the schools and the program that you can study. You have 3 options of schools that you can choose from. If you want to apply to the 3 schools, it's fine. From the consultation, you get clarity in terms of the visa requirement for the country that you want to go into. And you get clarity on the post-study visa situation of the country you're going into. These are mouthful of information that is ever relevant to you. Even if you choose not to go forward with us, you can actually run with this information by yourself. For anyone contemplating paying for a consultation, I want you to do it now, because the time is now. Don't postpone it. What I tell people every time is the study abroad journey is not a 1 day or 1 month journey. It's a journey that spans up to 1 year in some cases. The earlier you start planning, the better it is to get the right outcome. If you are thinking of studying abroad, it's just basically like thinking of building a house. Get the planner to come and help you finance your idea. In this particular case, study abroad, get in touch with us. Let us sit down with you and let us consult together so that we can look at the programs that you are qualified to do. We can look at the countries that you can go into, and we can help you in terms of coming up with a list of documents you will need for the visa, and then we can educate you on the opportunities that are there in that country that you choose when it comes to post-study. Traveling is part of education, and the opportunity to study abroad is an opportunity to be able to become more enlightened and to have our minds opened. So for anyone that is thinking of studying abroad, for anyone that is planning to travel abroad, SolidLink is there for you. Contact us. Let us sit down with you. Let us help you formulate a plan that is going to help you achieve your dream, because that is what we are here to do. We are solidly behind you in your study abroad and travel abroad plans. Thank you.